Hey, Heidi here, and I'm going to show you the exact timeline of a paint party in this training. Now, paint parties can range with kids. They're a little bit they're a little bit lower time frame than it is with adults. So kids, I usually use about 1 to 1.5 hours for a kids paint party, and then adult paint parties range from 2 hours to 2.5 hours. Now, you don't want to go too much further past 2.5 hours. And the reason for that is because when you are past 2.5 hours, people get tired, and it's okay if a few stay for that. But I'm going to show you how to kind of do the exact flow of an event so that you don't have people that are wanting to be your return customers, but then go, I remember that paint party. I want to go again, but it took 4 hours. Have you had a 4 hour paint party? I have. I have had more than my fair share of 4 hour paint parties. So, what I want to share with you in this training is how to kind of have the exact flow, and you'll get it down to science. Now, I have been doing this so long. It's so funny. We were doing a paint party, me and my husband, at Billy Bob's, and he was actually on the film teaching you how, in one of our trainings through a live paint party. And he was saying, people are asking, well, when are they doing the group picture? And I didn't even know that y'all were commenting on that. And he goes, here in about, just a couple minutes, she'll say, we're about to do a group picture. And I had the microphone and I didn't even know that was going on. And at this, about the same time he's saying that, I'm like, okay, guys, in 2 minutes, we're going to do a group picture. So, I mean, you'll get it down to science where you're like, it's almost like you're a teacher in the fact that you're looking at your time. So those of you that have been teachers, okay, we work to the minute, right? As a teacher, if you've been a teacher, you work to the minute. So at 2:39, I know that I got to get these kids lined up because at 2:40, their teacher will be here to pick them up from art class, whatever the case is. So it's the same thing with your paint party. You're going to have it down to science, but at first, it may go over. It may start a little bit late, but what I want you to do is I want to give you the tools and I want to show you from experience the best way to do this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share a little bit kind of about, the exact flow of kind of how this should go. Okay. So the exact flow of events. So this is an example of a paint party from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. I find I have really good luck from this time frame. So 4:30, I meet the host. Okay. So I never ask my host to set up. My goal is to try to get the host the least amount of work as possible. I want them to help me get the the registrants there, but I'm not worried so much about them setting up all of that. So if my party's starting at 6, I like to get there around 4:30 to set up. This is a party of 10 to 15. If the party is bigger than that, I'm going to get there at least 2 hours with some help. Now, this is from my experience. You may think differently, but I actually have showed up late to a party before. I've done hundreds of parties. And this party, I got really lost. It was about an hour away from my house. I got really lost and I could not find it, not even with GPS, nothing. I was so frustrated because I was way early. It was for a kid's birthday party. I felt so bad. I was teaching at a horse barn. It was in a horse barn. We were doing a horse painting. It was the cutest thing ever. Left my house early, could not figure out how to get to their country home, their ranch house. Oh my gosh. After many calls with the owner, she's like, just meet me at the Sonic. I'll drive you over. I end up showing up exactly when the party was supposed to happen. The kids are playing, they don't even care, but the mom's upset. I'm upset because I don't want to be late to this kid's birthday party. She paid like $300 for me to come. That's a really good chunk of change for an afternoon. And then I show up late. So then I'm just frantic. I mean, at the end of the party, like we got through it. The kids, paintings were beautiful, but I felt so bad. I even told her, I was like, just pay me half. Just pay me half of what you were going to pay me. I feel so bad. And she's like, no, it's fine. And you could tell she was very frustrated. She was not really letting me off the hook. But I told her, I was like, just pay me half. Like, I know I made a mistake and I'm so sorry that I got here late. Well, that shook me up because I don't like to disappoint. Are you a people pleaser like me? Like, I don't like to disappoint. I like to not only do a paint party, but kick butt at it and make them, love it and want me back. And in that situation, I just felt like so defeated. And I remember writing an email about it and how the nerves from that just like overstressed me. And I was just so like, I was disappointed in myself. I was sad because I showed up late for that little girl's birthday. Like I just was like putting a lot of pressure on myself. By the way, it's just a paint party. Looking back, I should not have put that much pressure. Like, mistakes happen. We are freaking humans. Like, we're going to make mistakes. But sometimes, like, as a people pleaser, like, I want everything to be perfect and I want them to have fun. And I just felt like I let them down. But with that lesson, you get a lesson. Okay. So, with my mistake, you get a lesson. Always double, triple confirm. Like, if you are going to a new location, figure out where it is. I even looked on the map. That's another reason why I was disappointed in myself, because I looked on the map. I thought I was going to be there, but I just got lost. We're humans. We just get lost sometimes. But with that, I want you to always, double check the location. Make sure with the host, confirm the time. I always show up an hour to an hour and a half early, even with 10, 15 guests, because I want to be ready. I would rather have a few minutes to just chill, take a moment, have a root beer if I want, whatever, like chill, than to be frantic when guests are coming in. Okay. All right. So that's hopefully a lesson that you don't have to learn. So around 4:30, you're going to meet the host. You don't want to ask them to set up. You want to make it easy as possible so they will want you back. Around 5:40, if you have, emailed and said, hey, we're starting right at 6. We're excited you're coming, all of those things like I teach you, then you're going to start greeting guests. So at 5:40, you should be set up, ready to go. I want you to make them feel welcome. Sometimes people are showing up and they are by themselves. So during this part, this is you're just now meeting people. These might be return customers, but I want you to give them your full attention. I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be so fun. The colors are out. We're going to start right at 6. But if you don't like the colors, go ahead and grab some at my art table. We're going to start right at 6. Make sure you say that. We're going to start right at 6. And here I have 6:15 start painting. Here's what I used to do. I used to have people come in and register at 6, and then we start at 6:15. It doesn't matter which way you do this, as long as whatever you communicate to the guest, you stick to. So if you say you're going to start painting right at 6, then you start painting right at 6. There is nothing worse than going to an event. Maybe you've paid for a babysitter or whatever, then you show up and they are not respecting your time. So people do not want to buy another event ticket to your paint party if you don't respect their time. So with that, I want you to be mindful of that. And it takes practice. Around 7:30, so about an hour to an hour and a half in, I will do a door prize. Okay. I usually, for about 10 guests, I'll bring 2 door prizes. For every 10 guests, I try to bring at least 1 or maybe 2 more door prizes. And we have a whole training on what to bring for door prizes you can find in Paint Party headquarters. And then around, so 6:15 to 8:15-ish, you're just going to monitor. You're going to be monitoring. Remember, you are in charge of the timing. So if you have been doing this, if you've already painted this, you kind of know. I always say, if you can paint something in about 45 minutes to an hour, you can easily teach that in 2 to 2.5 hours. If it takes you 2 hours to paint something and you're an artist or, crafty, it's going to take your guests double that time. So always double to triple the time that it takes you. So I want you to watch the guests, but also if people are just barely painting, hey, I'm going to give you about 5 more minutes on this step, then we're going to move to the next step. It's very important that you take control of the flow of events. Okay. So I like to do that with timers. I like to say, hey, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to get the flip-flop painted, and then we're going to move on to the next. Oh my gosh, I know that we could paint on this all night long, but guys, I'm going to give you, just a few more minutes on this part of it, and then we're going to move on. So always kind of reassure the folks that are behind. So sometimes you'll have somebody that's the slowest painter. That's okay. What I like to do is, even though I just said, hey, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes, I'll walk over to that person and I'll say, it's okay if you're not ready with us for the next step. Don't worry. I'll come by and check on you. I just have to keep the whole room kind of moving at the same speed. So I kind of go by and kind of just whispered that to her, but also kind of a friendly reminder that we're not here all night, right? Okay. And then around 8:30. So usually about 2 hours and 15 minutes in, I'll say, like, let's say around 8:15. I'll say, okay, guys, I know we're coming to an end, but y'all around 8:30, I'm sorry, around 8:20, we're going to do a group picture. Remember, by me taking pictures, it makes the paint party business go round. And I love what Julie says. She always says, well, let me know if you don't want to be Facebook famous or you're in the CIA and I won't put you in the picture. But I love posting pictures because that's what makes paint party businesses go round. And I really appreciate it. So around 8:15, we're going to grab your paintings and do a group picture, even if you're not done. That way, if people need to leave early, they can. So I say that every time. And then around 8:15, I say, okay, guys, even if you're not done, let's go ahead and come up to the front. We're going to do a quick group picture. And then as I'm taking their group picture, I'm going, because you got everybody still and they're all silent. So I'm going, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I'm taking pictures, snapping pictures. I just want to say thank you so, so much for coming to this paint party. I hope you had fun. Make sure you check me out at Texas Art and Soul and follow me. Okay, quick smile. And then everybody, if you want pictures with your friends or your family that you came from, or if you don't mind, if I can get a picture of you and your painting, if you'll just stay right here for a second and let me grab a picture and I'll also grab your phone. And then what I do while everybody's starting to grab, I'm actually taking pictures again. Marketing. You must market your paint parties for you to get more paint parties. So then I have my phone and I go, oh, do you mind if I take a quick picture? Oh, great. Thanks. You want me to take one with your phone? Don't forget to tag Texas Art and Soul. Next. Oh, do you mind if I take a picture? And then really, I'm sitting there taking photos while people are starting to wrap up. Now people are realizing, okay, the party's really over. So then we start cleaning up and finishing up. Now, again, this is where the host may want to help. When we're in cleanup mode, I used to say, no, don't touch anything when it was the host. Now, a lot of times you're doing private parties at their house. The host might really want you to shoot and be done. So they're trying to get you out. And so that is fine. If the host is trying to help you clean up, that's totally fine. The point is we really want this to be as seamless as possible for the restaurant owner, for the country club, the activities director, whoever it is, so that they leave that night and they had a blast and they're not exhausted where they're like, I am never hiring her again. That was so much work for me. We want the work to be on us, not on them. Okay. So then you're going to wrap up, clean up, say thank you. And then the last thing I want you to do after everybody leaves, when you get home, even though you're tired, I want you to go ahead and post those pictures don't post bad pictures. Make sure they look good because nobody's going to share a picture that doesn't look good, right? I want you to post it to your personal page and I want you to post it to your business page. The reason why you post it to both is you are not selling anything. This is merely a thank you post. Thank you so much for coming to this paint party. Didn't they turn out cute? Oh my gosh, look at this, and build, some excitement, show what's, going on. And then what you're going to start seeing is people are going to start tagging each other. They're going to tag their friends. They're going to basically be advertising for you because you did a thank you post. Okay. So in that, I just covered the exact flow of events, basically how you start from a party from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and then just bringing it through to the end of the night. So I hope this makes things a little bit more clear. And remember, it's okay to stay later if somebody needs some help, but always be okay with, do you want to take this to go so you can, that's fine too. If it's starting to get where they're always there too late. One last little bit. I have one lady that always stays late. She actually stays till I finish cleaning up. She loves it. And we've, built a friendship from it. And I don't mind. I always say like, are you okay painting? I'm going to start cleaning up. And she's like, sure, sure. And I've sent her home with brushes. I've sent her home with paint. But some people they just kind of want to hang out, but you also want to make sure you're taking control of your business so that you aren't there until you're too late. And restaurants close. They don't want you there past time. So always remember to be respectful of people's time so that you can get customers coming back. All right. Hope this is helpful.